Welcome to class, everyone. Today's lesson options are A. Sight sing out of the Baptist hymnal, B. Learn how to dictate rhythms, or C. Watch videos of kittens on YouTube. Well, I do love watching videos of kittens on YouTube, but we should probably go with letter B. So what is rhythmic dictation? Well, Webster defines dictation as the act or manner of uttering words to be transcribed. Well, what does transcribed mean? Well, the same guy defines transcribe as to make a written copy of. So what is rhythmic dictation? It is writing down the rhythm of a melody as you hear it. Got it? Thanks. So now that you know what rhythmic dictation is, let's talk about the actual process of rhythmic dictation. There are three things to keep in mind. The first is to make a grid above the staff. So here you can see we have a single line staff, two measures of 4/4 time, and above the staff I've drawn a tick mark. 4 tick marks per measure since we're in 4/4 time, each of those tick marks representing a beat or a quarter note. This helps us to keep everything in line and keep everything neat and clean. It also keeps you from losing your place in the staff. Without a grid, it's easy to clump everything at the beginning of the measure or perhaps take up too much space, and so you have to cram everything in at the very end, making rhythmic dictation much more difficult. So with the grid, you're able to see exactly where each beat is and makes it much simpler. The second thing to keep in mind is you want to keep the beat. All right, when you're doing rhythmic dictation, you're basically becoming a human one of these. This is, of course, a metronome, and when I release this pendulum, it emits a clicking sound and also shows you the beat with the pendulum. And this is basically what you will do with your hand or your foot, is to keep that beat, to physically represent it. So this can be the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can subdivide it. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So when your hand is down, if I can get this back in. So when your hand is down, it is on the beat. When your hand is up, it's on an and or on the upbeat. So just being able to see this helps you to keep track of where you're at the whole time. So you can be keeping the beat with your one hand while you're writing down with your other hand. So you keep track and don't lose your place. The third thing is, since the music is moving so quickly, it's too difficult to try to write quarter note, half note, eighth rest, and all these things in real time. So we have to use a shorthand that shows the different durations that we can then flesh out with real note heads and rests when we have time. All right? And so the first shorthand is this dash. This is what we write if anything is on the beat. All right? So we will write a dash. If any note is on an and or an upbeat, so in between one of the tick marks, we write just a dot. If a note is held for longer than one beat, we just write a line for the duration of that note that we hear. If we have a rest, we just don't write anything. You just so if you see something that's blank, you can assume that that is a quarter rest or a half rest if perhaps there are 2 tick marks that have nothing on it. So when you're doing rhythmic dictation, you want to remember GBD: grid, beat, and dash. All right, make your grid above the staff before we start. Then you want to physically keep the beat with your hand or foot so you can see the downbeat, see the ands, and see each and every beat. And last, notate the rhythm using dashes along with dots and lines.